Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching the video. I tried as best I could to get a perspective, a more intimate perspective of the Valle de Guadalupe and like I said, some of the places that the locals go or hang around or, just not so much the wineries and the tourist areas. I also wanted to show you guys a little bit of Ensenada City and the beach that I would hang out in and one of the very famous blowholes that is located in Ensenada. And just overall, like what locals do in general. Most of the time I was with my family, so I didn't really pay too much attention on taking videos. I tried my best I could because I wanted to show you guys, but in general, the video is a little more intimate because of the fact that I was more with my family than anything. But I really appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos and to like and subscribe and everything. We really appreciate your guys' support. And we're gonna keep on giving you guys content and trying our best to update what we're doing. We're probably gonna update you guys right now on the current situation of us going on. So continue to stay subscribed, and if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any requests, we will do our best to try and do that. Thank you so much. So this is the main center of Valle de Guadalupe, or the Francisco Zarco, because there's several little towns in the valley of Guadalupe, and this is one of the main two towns, and this is called Francisco Zarco. Not everybody knows that it's called Francisco Zarco. Most people call this town Guadalupe, but this is like where all the shopping center area is, I guess, and it gets very busy on the weekends. This is the town's church, the main Catholic church right here. This is the town's main park right here. This is the middle school that I attended when I was a teenager. Today is a holiday, so there's nobody here, but usually there would be cars and kids out here. This is my old school. This is the famous Valle de Guadalupe sign. And this is where I'm from, guys, Valle de Guadalupe. Known for its wineries, restaurants, honey, extra virgin olive oil, olives, just all the good stuff that life has to offer. It's a wonderful place to grow up. I really enjoyed it. So we're back on the main road, and as you guys can probably see, there's a lot of little shops and stores on both sides of the road here. And this is one of the bigger towns of the two main ones in the Valle. So there's a lot more people here, and there's a lot more activity, a lot more tourism, because there's a lot more stores, Tecate and Ensenada are the two cities that are closest to the Valle. The Valle is in between Tecate and Ensenada. And Tecate is the border town to cross into California, San Diego. And Ensenada is our coastal city. So now, if you take a If you take a left here, you're gonna go to Tecate, and we are taking a right towards Ensenada, but we're not going to Ensenada. And this coming up right here is the wine museum. This is pretty new. They built this only a few years back. And then what you see back there is the valley. So what you guys see right here is olive trees. And this is a private property of, I don't know, several acres of olive trees. And when I was a little girl, the immigrants used to come and make camp for the season because they would get hired to pick the olives from these trees. Unfortunately, from what I understand, several years ago, the trees got some type of a, I don't know, a plague or something, a disease, and they no longer give olives, but for many, many years, they did. And this town here is called San Antonio de las Minas. This town is actually on the way out from the Valle. This is the last town you will see before you start entering into Ensenada City, which is the coastal town. And I love this town because it has such a pretty scenery. It's close to the mountains, so you know there's a lot more trees and greenery. Right now no, because you know it's the winter time, but usually there is. Yeah, actually here are some of the wineries and restaurants. This place is Ochentos Pizza in San Antonio de las Minas. It's a pretty famous pizza place and their food is really good. Look at this view. And they have several levels. This is like the top main one. It's a really cool vibe here. So this is the lower layer. And they have a cava, which is like where they keep the wines, like the wine cellar. That's what we call it here, the cavas. This whole place has a bunch of little walkways and little details all over, which is one of the things that I really like about it. They just have a lot of cool stuff all over. So while you're waiting for your food, you can just walk around and kind of look, you know, it's really nice. The city of Ensenada, about 35 minutes away from Valle de Guadalupe, the town that I'm from. this is a city that I would spend a lot of my time in. And this particular beach that you guys see in the back is one of the main beaches that I would spend a lot of time on. It's really different now. All of this stuff, all this walkway and these containers right here, all of that stuff wasn't here when I was a little girl. All of this was just sand and cliff. None of this was here either. They've really tried to keep it looking nice and updated, but this is where I would spend my time. I do miss the beach though. The famous Bufadora, the blowhole, one of I think 3 in the world, is over in that peak you guys see over there. So you can't see it very well, but there is an island just straight down that way, and we would call it the sleeping giant because it looks a little bit like a person sleeping, like somebody laying down. There's the face, the belly, the leg. The Black Fish Market, very famous in Ensenada City. This whole area is filled with seafood restaurants because it's obviously where the fish market is, so all of the seafood is fresh. The smell over here, guys, is wonderful.
Oye, ya me hacía falta cambiar. A ver, pásame el min. A ver. Ya me hacía falta cambiar tú del 12 al 13. Ten, DJ. Guárdamelo por ahí, por favor. ¿De quién era el celular? ¿Me da la iPad del club? Blanquito rompecalzones. Mira, el caballero, él se acercó. Mira, me regaló 200 pesos. Una pregunta, pa. Una pregunta frente al público. Regálame un minuto y contéstame esta pregunta. ¿Te estás divirtiendo?
Muchísimo.
¿Te dolió darme los 200 pesos?
Sí.
Chiricuillo, ya te di globo. Ya te di globo. Ajá. ¿Quieres uno? Sí, te lo damos, amiga.
So common. These are the paintings that he does with spray paint people, okay? Don't tell me that Mexico doesn't have talent because look at this. So this is an interesting government building area. These two buildings are the main buildings for all of the Mexicans to come and do official government paperwork. You know, like birth certificates, marriage license, just anything, driver's license, anything like that. It's two big major buildings. Yesterday was a holiday, so today it is packed inside. But I thought I would show you guys where us Mexicans go to do official Mexican paperwork. I am crossing the border right now walking. It's faster right now to do it walking than not to do it walking. So I wanted to show you guys how this is the line for the cars. And then if you're walking, if you're gonna cross walking, then you have to walk all this way until you get to the immigration point. And I don't know if you guys can see it over there, but that's the line right there in front. So that right there is the border to cross into California. So now we just have to wait in line. I don't know if I can take video, so I'm not gonna take it.